Well, the sounds of engines revving might be welcome on Indy weekend, but it can be a nuisance to some on our city streets. And that's why Mayor John Tory says he wants to crack down on noisy vehicles. It's something one other Canadian city is already exploring. Here in Toronto, the idea is getting mixed reviews.
The city's live and alive and vibrant and full of sweet sounds.
To some, the sound is sweet. To others, it's a nuisance.
What do you think when you hear that?
Definitely annoying.
Do you think that he should crack down on that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
And I just think we have to say, look, enough. I mean, you know, it is a city, a big city, and there's lots of people around, and you have to be considerate of others.
It's the latest issue Mayor John Tory has set his sights on: motorists who use their vehicles to make themselves heard.
I'm just asking our licensing people to take a much harder look at what we have to do to make sure that people are fined and are fined heavily and are otherwise dissuaded from this kind of inconsiderate behavior.
In a letter to the city's Municipal Licensing and Standards Division, the mayor is asking city staff to include excessive noise from cars and motorcycles in their review of the current noise bylaw that's already underway.
My wife suggests to me, perhaps, impolitely, that this is men who are making up for other inadequacies by driving loud cars and loud motorcycles and disrupting the lives of people in the city.
Nah, not at all.
That comment not sitting too well with some Toronto motorists, and neither is the idea of using technology to track noisy drivers. The city of Edmonton is the first in Canada to install LED signs, microphones, and cameras in 8 locations as part of a pilot project to monitor decibel levels. John Tory wants to see if it could work here.
I think that's a waste of tax money if he's going to do that.
If it's in a quiet neighborhood or at night when people are trying to sleep or supposed to be trying to get some sleep, then of course it makes sense, right? But to say right across the board that, yeah, I don't agree with that. It's something you accept that's part of living in this great city of Toronto.
Some we spoke to admit modified mufflers and engines revving can be annoying.
I don't like the people that have like obnoxious pipes on their cars or their motorcycles, like not the ones that give you a headache when they're beside you.
But many believe there are more pressing issues the city could be tackling.
I think that Mr. Tory needs to focus on highly more important matters, such as community safety.
There's been a lot of shootings and violence in the city, which I think that's a priority over noise from cars.
We should fix the roads before anything. There's been so many reports of potholes. I've bent already a couple of my rims.
While some drivers may just be looking for attention, motorcyclists tell us at the end of the day, being heard on the roads can be a matter of life or death.
I have a pipe on, so it's just louder than stock so that people hear me when I'm coming by them. And I have people always merging into my lanes, and not everyone looks into their mirrors and checks their blind spots. At least I'm doing it for safety reasons.
The city of Toronto is expecting a report back on that noise bylaw review in 2019. As for Edmonton, they aren't giving out any tickets for excessive noise just yet during that pilot project. That data will be collected and go back to council in November.